Hello, welcome to another episode of the Football Friends podcast. And this week I'm joined by Ash.
Hello.
Unfortunately, no Paddy this time. He had somewhere else to be.
He was told he had somewhere else to
be. Easy. All right. So yeah, this is just going to be like a special edition episode, I suppose. There hasn't really been too many matches to talk about. No Premier League, right? So. I suppose the only real thing of note was this Nations League match that went down between France and Spain.
Yep.
Good match. I enjoyed it. France looked good. I think France got a lot of good players.
Yeah, well, it's the World Cup winning, the current World Cup holders.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And Benzema, because it's Benzema's first international trophy.
True, yeah, I
Considering
suppose.
he didn't play for France for, was it, 6 or so years or something stupid?
How mad is that? I know that's crazy.
So dumb, eh? And who'd they play in those, who'd they have as their strikers during that time? Olivier Giroud,
yeah.
Lacazette.
Oh, yeah, right.
Who else played up front for them?
Oh, yeah. No one of note.
No one as good as Benzema, so...
Yeah, crazy.
Anelka?
Griezmann?
Maybe? Nah, Anelka's too old.
Griezmann a little bit,
Greasy.
But, yeah, so... They look like a very complete team. They've got a lot of depth. So, I mean, everyone wants French players in their team these days. You have the goalkeeper.
Yep.
Lloris.
He's been there for ages, eh?
And he was stunning in that in the last few matches they played. He still got it, man. He is still a top keeper, no doubt.
Agreed.
He's still one of the best keepers in the Premier League.
On his day. We just have a bad defence ahead of his, so it's not his fault. It's everyone else's.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I agree with that. He's one of the best going around. His resume says so. Yeah.
So, and I think because the one they're looking at to replace him eventually for France is that guy Mike Maignan. He was at Lille and they won the league, and then he replacing Donnarumma.
Yeah.
And I heard that he's just been awesome since moving there. So it looks like it's probably Lloris might play for a couple more years, and then maybe see some Maignan in there.
Yeah, you'd probably say the World Cup would be his last tournament for France.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, I suppose an injury too would that's all it would take, and then Maignan's in there.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And to be fair, I like Spain too, man. They got a lot of good players, Ferran Torres and Pedri, and just lots of
Alonso.
awesome young guys. Yeah.
Espilicueta.
That's funny, man. It's funny how Alonso dropped off for a few seasons. We didn't really see much from him because he signed and then immediately won the league.
Yeah.
And dominated in that left back when they had three at the back.
Yeah.
And then it sort of happened again when Tuchel came in. So when it's a back five, he is just amazing.
Yeah. That's his position, is that wing back.
Definitely.
But when you think Chelsea still have Chilwell,
who
we do not see
because that's the crazy thing. He keeps Chilwell out of the team,
bossing it.
Yeah, I know, mental. So you never would have guessed that. And now he's back in the Spain team as well, and he takes free kicks and stuff like that. So. He's decent. And then it's still funny to me that Laporte, he swapped to Spain.
Yeah.
Crazy, yeah. Because he could have played for France, but then, you look at France and they had Varane, Kimpembe, Koundé already. That. And then there's the Lucas Hernandez as well, can play centre-back. And they're stacked at centre-back. So. Yeah. I suppose he was just if I choose Spain, I'll probably play every game.
Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it? Your old defenders for Spain are pretty much gone.
Yeah, well, it's time to pass the guard. Sergio Ramos is still really good, but he just doesn't need to play for Spain anymore.
No, and you probably say the same for Pedro. Not Pedro.
Piqué.
Piqué.
Yeah. Piqué. True. Piqué's probably getting towards the end, so. We've got to bring in a few new guys. Yeah, Laporte is a good one. And I rate their goalkeeper too. You know, Unai Simon.
Oh yeah.
From Athletic Bilbao.
Yeah.
So like
they just missed that striker, eh? They got even like we was
they just stuck with that
no
rat.
striker, eh?
Yeah, the rat.
Yeah.
Murata, yeah. Everyone's favourite striker.
Who else do they have though, eh?
Well, we were just saying before, like off mic, that they have lots of like false nines. You know, like Ferran Torres plays for City, false nine, and then your Danny Olmo playing for Leipzig plays at like a 10.
Yeah.
And
a lot of wingers / centre forward ish sort of players. Yeah.
A lot of ish players. And then,
ish. Yeah.
But I mean, with the likes of Pedri and stuff like that in this team, they have a lot of potential because a lot of their players are really young too.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh, they do have that other striker, Gerard Moreno, who played for Villarreal. Yeah. I think he may have been injured or something. So, but he on his day he's pretty good. He still plays, but again he plays striker and he also plays right wing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's real weird, eh? Like they love a good winger come like that, just that free flowing front area. But yeah, they miss a genuine striker. That's not Morata.
It's funny because his record for Spain's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's fine. But it's just. I don't think he is. He's a game. He doesn't affect the game as much as a centre forward should.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it. He can't like be the
guy. He's
the deciding factor of the game.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
He'll finish the move off, but he's not the guy. And I guess they don't need him to be, but yeah.
Yeah.
It just annoys me when I see a team without a real striker.
For sure.
Really annoys me. Like,
well, like, yeah, Man City.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, we'll take your boy.
Yeah, go on. So yeah, that was the Nations League.
Yeah. I suppose, the only...
What was it? 2-1 was the final score?
Yeah, 2-1 at the end with Mbappe's goal from this penalty that... Again, I don't know. I don't know what to say about it because people are saying Azpilicueta touched it, so therefore it's not offside because he's like playing the ball. But you know, the rule is always supposed to be it's supposed to be like an intentional back pass or something, right? It's if you do an intentional.
I think so. I think if you play the ball and it ricochets off somebody, I think that's still offside. I personally would think it's offside.
The thing is,
but if a defensive player plays that ball or like you say, intentionally makes that pass or that block or whatever, then they've affected the play. So then that's where the play starts again. I would, that next sequence starts there rather than just it hit him like.
That's the thing is he is intentionally going for it, but the way, because me and Paddy debated this a lot, it's quite it's because Mbappe is offside, but Azpilicueta doesn't know that. You know? So he is trying to stop the pass going to Mbappe. Yeah. So
if he just leaves it, he's offside.
Yeah, exactly.
So should Mbappe have to get back onside before he's allowed to play again? So if you're offside, you're offside.
Yeah.
If you're offside from when the ball was passed, you have to make a conscious effort to get back onside and then go back and play the ricochet ball. Or whatever. So no matter what, you actually have to make that
I see what
movement to get back onside before you can.
You have to get behind the ball, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Possibly. Just I don't know.
Because like Azpilicueta gets like a tiny touch to it and it like plays it kind of through because, well, he basically does a stretch. He only gets a toe to it because he's trying to stop Mbappe running onto it. He doesn't know he's offside, so it's kind of like it's kind of unfair because if he was slower, if he hadn't got to the ball in time, it would have been offside. So he actually overperformed when, if he had underperformed, it would have been offside. So that doesn't make sense to me. I feel like it should be offside because, the intention was to play an offside Mbappe the ball, right?
I agree with that. So you go back to that pass. It doesn't matter whether
whether he touches it.
At the point of the pass release, if he's offside, it doesn't matter whether it gets touched or whatever. He should be offside.
Yeah,
yeah, because you're playing an illegal ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so yeah, I think that was kind of a wrong call in that game, but France probably deserved to win anyway. So it's kind of like I always see football like that, where a lot of the time crazy luck lands in favour of the team that probably should have won anyway.
Yeah. It's that whole you make your own luck.
Yeah. So yeah, full credit. France looks good, as you expect.
So is that Mbappe's played 3 finals, scored in all 3? Is that right? Did he?
Dude, yeah.
Something stupid like that.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
What is it? He played in the World Cup.
Scores in the World Cup.
Did he play in the Euros? No. Did he play in the Euros before? No, he played in the
Not sure. I can't remember, but
did he? Yeah, I wonder if he scored against Portugal. Was that 2-1? No, this was 1-0, wasn't it?
It was 1-0. Yeah.
I can't fucking remember. Right?
Yeah. So, well, either way, he's a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's only going to get better. He's still young as.
Yeah.
And now he's playing with Messi. Messi's going to show him all the tricks. Like, oh god, I don't want to imagine. And Neymar, to be honest, it's an insane team. What the hell? Like, oh, yeah. And what I was going to say is I like that player from France too. That Tchouaméni.
Yeah.
Because I read an article just before that, like Pogba was kind of raving him, like he's like I love playing next to him. He's like I've never felt more comfortable with a player like him there. With the work rate he puts in and the energy and the tackling and stuff. So, that'd be an interesting one because we are looking for a midfielder, a defensive midfielder, and Monaco have actually set a price. They pretty much said like I think it was 60 mil and you can have him. They kind of said.
That's cheap.
It's not too bad.
It's cheap in this market
for an 18-year-old that's playing for France in a final. So,
but where's all their other defenders? Yeah, or defensive midfielders. You've got Rabiot.
Yeah, I think he played
Kante?
as well. Yeah, Kante. I don't think Kante played, but Rabiot played. So, because that's the other one. Rabiot's another one that sort of has. I always forget about him. Like
he's good for France, but you don't really hear too much from him club level.
Yeah, he sort of just kind of bounced around, like kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, interesting, but so. Anyone would be happy to snag some French players at the moment. They're all really good.
Couple of French fries.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's like all I really want to say on that. So I guess we'll move on. We'll think we might just run through the table and just sort of talk about how the teams are looking and what we think. We'll just sort of go down that way, and we can maybe do a preview for the next week as well. Sounds good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
So of course, top of the table is Chelsea.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still.
Again, not what I like to see. It sucks.
We talk a lot about them because they're top of the table, but they won the Champions League last year. They've only added to their squad by bringing in Lukaku. They're a monster team. They will be a monster team all season. I don't think we need to talk too much in depth on them. They're probably your front runners. So
yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that they could just win it again, which really sucks. So. Yeah, you're right. We do actually talk about them quite a bit. So
we always talk about the best team, don't you? So
we always talk about the team that's at the top of the table. So
Liverpool again. Paddy's not here, so we can say that they're rubbish.
Yeah, well, they're really good. I did just hear that Diego Jota picked up an injury.
On
just now.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
So rip Diego Jota. But they still got.
But Firmino's back, So there's that
Yep.
change will come in, and
cool.
They might look a little bit like the old Liverpool, that rock and roll sort of quick paced counter flowing attack. They're again a solid side. They're second, so that
they're pretty much they're
back where they
basically
were.
Flawless across the board because
they just go about their work.
Everyone's like they've lost Wijnaldum or whatever, but the reality is they
Was Wijnaldum actually that good in the end?
Oh, yes. Don't even. But no, but the fact that they had signed Thiago, but he kind of was injured and sort of most of the season. So basically now, Wijnaldum leaves, it's just like they replaced him with Thiago now. So now we're going to see more of Thiago, hopefully. And it looks like Naby Keita has been getting a little better, at least scoring goals. But yeah, again, annoying. They have Van Dijk back. They've basically
just rejuvenated, haven't they? They haven't really made too many big moves, but they've just they look a little bit more refreshed than they did last year.
Well, what they also did was risk mitigate, because they realised last season that all it would take was 2 injuries to our centre backs, our best, our best player, and then another centre back, and they were toast. So they pretty much brought in another really good centre back, and everyone is fit now. They're like, we are not making that mistake again.
Yeah.
And so now they're pretty much back to where they were.
Smart, eh? Yep. City are City. They just, they will be there and thereabouts. Yep. As long as Pep doesn't fuck them over too much by changing too many things. They just miss a genuine striker to glue the whole team together.
It is amazing how they just let Aguero go like that.
So dumb, eh?
Yeah,
and he would have stayed.
Yeah, probably.
Like, if they had offered him a 2-year contract, he would have stayed.
Yeah, what a waste. It's like the same thing when, like, Barcelona let Suarez go. Like, it's hilarious. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you replace him with Braithwaite.
And like we were saying, strikers' prime is getting longer.
Yeah.
Like, their prime years are getting longer and longer. Just athletes in general are playing for longer because the sports science is so in depth.
Oh, yeah.
And nutrition and things like that is so much better than it was 20 years ago. So,
well, look at Lewandowski, man. He's like in his prime now, and he's like 31 or whatever. So, killing it. Lewandowski's mate, and then Benzema too.
Yeah,
we're talking about this off mic before. Benzema, unreal. Like, what a player. Just keeps scoring goals, and lately he just scores amazing goals. They're all absolute screamers.
Yeah.
The one he scored in that France game, he's like, there's like 3 dudes on him, and he just sort of finds the tiniest little gap and just pings it in the corner. So, like, incredible goal.
Is it because he's getting more on the ball too? Again, like, he's more of a vocal point for Madrid now, so he's seen a bit more of the play. Where when he had Ronaldo and Bale and that there, he was kind of just the finisher.
Yeah.
Rather than he's now getting the ball in places he wants the ball.
For sure.
He's their go-to guy now.
Yeah, that's really interesting, eh? But it is funny because back when it was, Ronaldo and Bale were there, it was still called the BBC, right? So it was, Bale, Benzema,
Big
Ronaldo.
break.
So, well, Cristiano, yeah. But so he has always been top.
Yeah.
It's just somehow still managed to fly under the radar for a bit, and then now has just hit his stride and is just totally insane.
Also, when he first went to Madrid, they had Higuain.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Crazy, right?
When Higuain was insane.
Yeah, when his first season he turned up at Madrid, Higuain had his best season for Madrid.
Definitely, yeah.
And just that competition just pushes people so much further. So,
well, I worry about Real Madrid in that sense, right? Like, they do seem a bit... they have a lot of young guys, but they lost a lot of their total guns. Like,
their midfield's still like class though.
Well, that midfielders hasn't changed for years.
It's class, eh?
Well, just Tony Cruz, Casemiro, Modric.
It is literally a Rolls Royce of midfields.
Yeah.
It won't go extremely fast, but it will do exactly what you want, exactly the way you want, and it'll be smooth as. Like,
it's so fun. It's worked so well for so long. They're just amazing midfielders. I mean, but I suppose they did lose their 2 best defenders. Like, they lose Varane and Ramos.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if they pull off the Mbappe move in the summer and bring in 1 or 2 defenders, they could be.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, man. That's what they do. And. Well, that's the thing. Barcelona's in a bit of a rough shape too.
Oh, they look like dog, don't they?
Yeah. So something's got to happen in Spain. They've got to shake it up because it's looking rough. Atletico Madrid's just creaming it. Just taking the scraps and using them to score against you.
Yeah, that's the Simeone way, though, eh?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Suarez scored in the last game against Barcelona as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's got to make you feel like shit, eh?
I bet Suarez fucking loves it.
Oh, I bet he does, eh?
Yeah, he's like, fuck you for selling me.
With his shit-eating grenade. Just like, and what?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. But
bite me.
Yeah, so... Oh, man, we got off track pretty quick there. But yeah, what were we talking about? City, yeah.
Yeah, United, 4th.
Oh, we're 4th. Okay, good stuff.
You're same as City on points.
I see.
Is there much we can really say about them? The Ronaldo show at the moment.
Yeah. We
all know the problems they have and personnel and how to fit it all in, but hey, they're still in 4th, so they're still... And if they finish 4th this season, it's probably where they belong.
Well, when you can... I mean...
And then Ollie will go.
That's the thing, is when you consider the other teams, like Chelsea and Liverpool, it's... Well, you got to be realistic. We aren't that good. We're pretty fucking good, but we're not that good, you know?
No, you have good personnel, you just need a good manager.
That's what people are saying.
You need somebody that can handle those players.
Well, okay, so I've been talking to Paddy about this too, right? And that's what a lot of people say. Everyone's saying, get Antonio Conte. I that would be sick. I agree. He is a top level manager, but
or if you're going to pick the young French midfielder to come across, do you look at Zidane and say, hey, let's that French spine. You've got
I didn't even think about that.
You've got Varane, you've got Pogba, you've got
oh my god,
Martial there. Do you just?
That's a good point. I never even thought about that. I
completely
forgot about it.
He's without a job.
Yeah, that's true.
So he won't cost you anything.
That'd be aside from wage, yeah.
Ollie, no, but yeah, a wage. But I don't think Ollie would have a big compensation fee.
No, well, the funny
because he's just happy to be there. He's the kid. He's the kid with an ice cream. He's like, yeah.
Well, no joke. I've actually heard. I heard somewhere that he said that if he did get replaced, he would just become the assistant coach. Basically, he would just remain as staff.
I could not think of anything worse.
Why? Well, he loves the club. That's that.
Yeah, I understand that, but I
mean, it's for how long? You know, maybe he'd just move on, but then, yeah,
he'd go to Newcastle.
Well, a lot of people might go to Newcastle the next couple months. You know,
I'm waiting on the call. I'm ready to go. I'll pack the bags.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Steve Bruce out, me in. Watch it. We'll be playing 4-4-2.
Actually, that was my big question, right? So with Newcastle, we'll skip ahead and talk about Newcastle. It's more interesting.
So they're currently 19th on 3 points after 7 games.
Wow.
Norwich is below them on 1 point. They have a minus goal difference of -8.
Rough.
Scored 8, conceded 16. So they're conceding over 2 a game.
That's terrible.
Only just scoring 1 a game.
Yeah, so
they don't look good.
But now they have money, and people are saying they're going to go hundies in January because they haven't actually.
They have to stay up.
But they can sign basically as much as they want too because they haven't spent hardly anything over the last few seasons, so they'll be nowhere near their financial fair play shit. So they can go hundies.
I just wonder if those rules change with new owners.
Oh, maybe, but
possibly, like not massively, but there'll be some sort of cap on new money coming into the club that you can spend out of nowhere.
Well, Paddy and I were estimating they'll probably add around 4 players in January.
Yeah, and you're probably averaging 80 mil for each player.
Maybe not even that much.
You reckon?
No, because what it'll be, the players they're going to go for, they won't be big fees, but they'll be big wages. So like, because you have players like Coutinho, who's like sealed out and can't really play. No one really wants him because his wages too big for what you can get out of him. But somewhere like Newcastle can take that risk. That's like the perfect kind of player for them.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they get.
I just want to run through their team. They have 5 goalkeepers. And to be fair, none of them are good.
Dubravka's alright.
He's a good Premier League goalkeeper. So because everyone else gone. Like,
who's the other guy? Who's the one that's playing at the moment?
Well, they have Freddie Woodman and Carl Darlow.
Yeah, Carl Darlow. Darlow's all right as well. But
so like they're just not.
They get a goalkeeper.
Yeah, they could. Well, no, I'm just saying like they could get rid of all those goalkeepers. They're just no team needs 5 goalkeepers when they look like that shit.
I've heard people are interested in the Brentford goalkeeper. His name's Raya.
Yeah.
Raya.
Yeah.
He looks alright. Brentford are a good team, so
yeah.
So I think he's a good idea.
Again, their defenders are pretty sad. You have Kieran Clark, Jamal Lascelles, Paul Dummett.
Oh my god.
Federico Fernandez.
Oh. This is not good.
No. Fabian Shire.
Shah. Yeah.
Shah?
Fabian Shah. Yeah. Yeah. He's all right.
Jamal Lewis.
Yeah.
And Emil Kraft.
Oh, yeah. Just like meh.
They're not going to stop anyone.
I don't really know. I don't know. So
yeah, there's no like backbone to those players.
They're the only players they have that I like are Alan Saint-Maximin. He's a gun. And
in a new system where he gets a bit more freedom. You play him and Coutinho as your wide playmakers.
Dude, that would be good.
Yeah,
and I don't mind that guy Willock.
Yeah, from Arsenal.
He came from Arsenal. Yeah. Well, as soon as he leaves Arsenal, I kind of like him. So,
so yeah, they're your midfield 3 behind the main striker. And who's their main striker at the moment is Callum Wilson.
Yep, Callum Wilson's a good striker.
And they have Joel Linton, Dwight Gale. So Dwight Gale and Joel Linton aren't great players.
Joel Linton scored like 2 goals last season, something stupid.
Yeah,
it was pathetic. Like, yeah,
but their midfield, Jeffrey Hendrick plays for Ireland. I haven't really seen him. Elliot Anderson, don't know shit about him. Ryan Fraser, lightning quick, but played for Bournemouth. He was all right, but he's not. I heard he's not a starter. Matthew Ritchie, very much the same player.
I don't even think he. Going back to
Fraser.
I don't even actually think he plays. I think he's sealed out for some reason too. They have some problem as well.
Yeah, and Matt Ritchie, same sort of player, just lightning quick. But
Matt Ritchie's alright. Yeah, he's okay.
Jacob Murphy hasn't proven himself.
He's one of the twins.
Yeah, Isaac Hayden again doesn't really do shit.
I think Hayden's okay.
El Marino from Paraguay. Amarillo.
Almiron. He is good. He actually is good.
Yeah, and Sean Longstaff. So
Longstaff's good too. Isn't there 2 Longstaffs?
Yeah, I don't know.
I heard they're around
Sheffield or something. I don't know.
No, I thought they're both Newcastle.
Okay.
I don't know, but they're.
Oh, and John Joe Shelby.
John Joe Shelby's alright as well.
He's their rock, isn't he?
Yeah.
So they probably need. Yeah, they need another holding midfielder.
They need a lot of everything.
They probably need another striker, and they need an overhaul of defence.
Yeah, like
they're looking at 6 players.
Their best players wouldn't even make it into better teams. Like
yeah, exactly.
So aside from Saint-Maximin, maybe, but
yeah. So they could do with this takeover is a good thing.
Well, we were trying to speculate. We were saying like I said, they're going to go for players that are sort of sealed out or that will want a higher wage. So you get like your Coutinho, or they could go for Phil Jones.
Yeah, you guys that are at the end of their cycle at their current club.
Yeah. Or all of our kind of reject guys like Pereira, those kind of players, because they want a big wage because they're playing for a top team.
Club. Yeah.
But then they don't play, so they're going to mop up a bunch of players like that.
Yeah.
The other day, Paddy and I were looking at the first 10 players Manchester City signed after they got taken over, and there were some insane ones that obviously they signed like Robinho immediately, but then he never played because he went to jail for 9 years for something he did in Italy. So, I mean, that would have been an insane move.
Yeah.
But he went to jail.
Adebayor? Oh,
no, it was
probably a little bit further on, but yeah, Adebayor.
No, it was like Gareth Barry.
Yeah.
And Nigel de Jong.
Yeah.
Carlos Tevez. Obviously ridiculous move, from red to blue, and players like that. So those were the kind of players that they were just mopping up. And if Newcastle can do the same, it's kind of good for the league in general.
Well, could they pick up Cavani?
That would be weird.
It'd be kind of cool for Newcastle, though, wouldn't it?
I heard that Cavani wants to go play for Boca, though.
Yeah, you could see that. That South American dream to go back home and play.
Yeah, exactly. So
I agree with that.
But the thing is, Cavani's been good too. He even when he played, Ronaldo is obviously playing ahead of him, but as soon as Cavani played, he was good, man.
But they can play together, eh? They're smart enough and they've been around long enough that they can actually play together.
Would it actually happen? That's what.
Because Ronaldo plays wide and then Cavani plays through the middle.
Ronaldo sort of plays striker now, though. I don't know. It's hard to say. But I hope we see it.
They could play together. So Everton is in the Europa League spot.
Wow. So I mean, obviously
Andros Townsend is in the Europa League spot.
Yeah.
So
well, of course we drew with them like that.
They're back to where they were.
They are a tough team. That's the thing. I maybe should have realised that. Well, last season, they had a top coach, obviously, and now because it's what was it, Ancelotti or whatever. He's back at Real Madrid. Yeah. So that's crazy when you think about that for one. And like the players that he brought in were all pretty good.
Yeah.
So it was weird to like discount Everton in that way because nothing's really changed. And now they have Benitez, who, even though he's not as good as Ancelotti, he can make shit happen with the right pieces.
Yeah, he's a better man manager than
Definitely.
Ancelotti is. Ancelotti's a better tactician, but Benitez is a better man manager.
Because that was it. They kind of didn't... Ancelotti was kind of too big for the club, in a way. But then, now it's like Benitez is just right. Yeah. It's like a good fit.
Yeah.
And I think he will actually be able to do a lot of damage with what he has because some of those players are really good.
Yeah.
And then you've got players like Andros Townsend who just out of nowhere is like playing in the form of his life, like at peaking his career.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then beneath them they have Brighton, Brentford, both teams that are playing above par.
Definitely, man. Well,
but they deserve all the points they've got. So and just quietly beating people that they play, or at least getting a point out of games they shouldn't. So
yeah, well, Brighton,
good on them.
Brighton had like 3 wins in the first 3 games or something.
Yeah,
yeah.
And everyone thought they'd be rubbish without Ben White.
Did they? Well,
you lose your best defender.
Yeah, I guess so.
And
they have such a good system, though. That's the thing.
That's it.
They're a very, very organised and disciplined team. So that's always going to do well in England. That's the thing. So that it is funny how good they are, and they have some like annoying players, man. Like Mbappe is like a goal demon. He's so annoying. He's like a little goal rat, and then like Trossard is just, even though he doesn't necessarily put him away. He's just always a threat.
He's a creator, eh?
Yeah.
Like a chance creator. He doesn't
definitely.
Yeah.
He needs to work on his finishing, but
he makes things happen. So
yeah. So
Brentford obviously new boys on the block playing pretty well.
As you know, we love the Brentford Bees at the Football Friends podcast. So big up to the Bees. I'd love to see them stay up. They are a quality side. It's good. I hope they. I don't. To be fair, I haven't watched a lot of games, so I'm hoping they'll stay up and we get to know them a little bit better.
Yeah. Then we have Tottenham, who we
shit team.
Yeah,
obviously.
just rubbish. To be fair, they need to sort this shit out.
To be honest, I actually think you guys will come right.
Oh, I believe we're not going down. I'll tell you that.
Definitely not.
I'll tell you that.
I think just give Nuno a bit of time.
Yeah.
And
whenever you have a new coach, it's going to go 2 ways. You're either going to go really well, and everyone's going to respond well, or it's going to be an adjustment period, and that's what we're having.
And I would be surprised. Like Nuno could bring in someone like Ruben Neves in January and just like shore up that midfield, and it could make a big difference.
Could do, anything could happen there. West Ham again. carrying on from last season.
Dangerous team.
We
man.
talk about it all the time.
I love West Ham. They look so good.
Villa, we've talked a lot about them.
Dude, Villa really good as well. Like,
yeah, like that's it. Like, you can't argue with any of these teams where like.
Well, like I was just sort of alluding to before with Newcastle. Now Newcastle are going to become ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the English league just gets stronger and stronger and stronger.
It is the best league in the world.
Without a doubt. The fact that we've made it this far down the table and all of these teams
can beat each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, the top four are the top four for a reason.
Yeah.
You would.
But I mean,
yeah.
all the other leagues have a top 2 or a top 1.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
like it's so it's. The English league is ridiculous.
The thing is that European football in other leagues is already decided before the competition starts.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, everyone in this, except for maybe the bottom 3, 4,
are good
enough for.
They could all. Well, that's what I keep saying to Paddy.
European.
Is like, if this keeps up, they may have to give the Premier League more Champions League spots because the league is just so strong, man. There's. Like, I would love to see, Everton taking on some of these European teams, and they could actually fuck them up.
When you have, it's probably a bad comparison, but you have teams like Sheriff playing in the Champions League. I know they beat Madrid, but Everton's a better team than them.
Yeah,
West Ham's a better team than them.
Yeah. I want to see West Ham play like, Leon and things like that, because I think that could be a really good match.
Good game. That's a good
it's.
I possibly, maybe not Champions League, but what if they had another 2 spots for Europa League? Or
they have the Europa League Conference. That's the one you're familiar with.
Yeah, I'm not because I don't watch it.
But because. The Premier League's ridiculous, man. And that's why English teams are just like dominating the Champions League now, because they have
the competition day in day out.
Exactly, they have to be even. They have to be.
You have
more
to be on
elite.
your top of your game every single game, and then your squad benefits.
Yeah,
squad benefits and training, because you're training harder. You're not just training for one game every 3 weeks. You're training, hard all week for the next game.
Every match. Yeah, I know.
Arsenal, Wolves, Leicester, again, European quality teams.
Yeah, man. Like Leicester are one of the best stories in football, man. Who doesn't like Leicester?
Are they everyone's second favourite team?
Yeah,
they have to be. To be.
Because that's the thing, and they've spent their money that they made from it perfectly and cemented themselves a position in the Premier League forever.
As a supporter of football, there is nothing better than seeing a club run well, and that's what they've. Again, we allude to the takeover of Newcastle. It wasn't that long ago that this Leicester team was taken over. Yeah, and then they came up through the leagues, and look at them now
and built something. Yeah,
and they've done it, like you say, the right way. They haven't just gone. They went out and they invested the money in the squad, but then they've used that to sell and reinvest, and sell and reinvest, and so on. And
they use their prestige.
It's a great business model to pull in the young talent, and
this is where you make your name.
This is where you make your name. Yeah.
They had all this prestige from winning the league, and instead of going for like all of these Galactico kind of players, they signed young, hot prospects and gave them a chance too. So like, that's is even cooler. So now all of these young teams are like, oh, bro, I'm playing for a team that's won the Premier League. Like, and it's that's perfect step for. They've created themselves as the perfect step before they move on to a bigger club. Yeah,
you would almost say it as moving to a team like, I guess, like a RB Leipzig or or Ajax.
Well, that's what
Ajax
Leipzig are now, right?
Yeah, it is that feeder club.
Like Savitzer, he just moved to like Bayern Munich for like 15 mil or something. It's like, what?
For 15 mil?
Yeah, and they're following Upamecano and their coach, Nagelsmann. But that's so fun. It's just classic German league. Like, That's it. You don't see that shit in the English league, because if you're going to sell a player in the Premier League to another Premier League team, they're like, 100 mil.
Yeah.
Minimum. Like,
Yeah.
And like all players cost so much, but then like Germany can just like buy all these players for like a fraction of the cost, buys all the best players from the teams that are a challenge.
If you're going to buy the prestige of the name,
they're the only team
pulls the players rather than the wage or the transfer fee.
See,
and no one can argue with, where are you going to go? I'm going to Bayern. Oh, see you later.
Well,
I can't compete with that. So, yeah, good on you. See you later.
I agree, and that's why players don't want to play for Leipzig. That's why they're happy to leave, is because since Leipzig are a club that sort of paid their way up as well, no one respects them. They don't have that like prestige. Playing for them is not prestigious. They're not like a cool club from like a legendary club.
Yeah.
So that's one of the risks of when you invest
go
money
there,
like that.
You go there as a feeder, it's a stepping club.
But so to think about, but that's kind of with Newcastle's different, right? Because they are actually a mainstay of the Premier League,
and they have history.
They have history, so that's it. They've got the history, and now they've got the money.
What's the first thing you think of when you think of Newcastle?
Alan Shearer.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, and who can argue with the player that has scored the most Premier League goals?
Yeah, so it's exactly.
Okay, yes, he did play a couple of seasons with Blackburn, where he also won the league.
Oh, so you're saying Harry Kane to Newcastle?
Do you know what? In his current form, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think City are going to come knocking if he keeps this up for too much longer.
I heard he was kind of rubbish for England too.
Yeah, he hasn't really had a down season.
Well, I would say that he is like mentally defeated, because I feel like he wanted to leave so bad that
this is the fear I had. If we go back to what the first pod we did, I was saying leave. It
would have been the best move. Yeah,
I didn't. It was just the best thing for him, and if it's the best thing for him, it's the best thing for the club.
Yeah.
I don't think any club should stand in a player's way not to leave. If they want to leave, they want to leave.
Especially if they've been a loyal servant.
Yeah.
Like that for so long. And when, obviously, there's been tempting
He cost us nothing.
It's all profit.
Yeah.
You would have made 150 mil off nothing, and you still have Heung-min Son. Like, so why the fuck didn't he go? It's ridiculous.
It makes you want to drive your head through a wall.
Daniel Levy, what a retard, man. Cash in.
Again, we could be a feeder club for that top tier. Maybe like we were talking.
That's
Leicester being a feeder club.
Yeah.
We should be that club.
Definitely.
But we should be it for your Madrids, for your Barcelona.
Well, you were with Regulon.
Yeah. Well, we were for a while. We moved on Modric and Bale, and we got Van der Vaart in return. Like, there was that relationship building between clubs and and so on and so forth. But we should be. I know it's maybe a bit backwards thinking, and people want us to be a bit more ambitious, but if that's what my club was, I'd be happy with that. If we're selling our best players to teams like Bayern Munich, PSG, and if you're selling them for 30 million apiece, like, so be it. They'll go into a better team. Like, you're not going to stop that.
But you need to keep consistently getting in good players,
and we would be able to do that as long as you sign people under the age of 25 and sell them before they hit 30.
Yeah,
and
it's a good business model.
Underneath Leicester, we have Crystal Palace, who the new boys on the block, I guess, all the kids. Again,
Vieira inspired, so looking good. Again, Zaha seems to be putting up a fight this season. He always seems to do something for a little bit, and then sort of drops off. But again, another player that I think could go to Newcastle. Yeah, because he could just be thinking like fresh stuff. I mean, maybe he's pretty happy to play with Vieira, but he's a player which would have a dumb wage and would cost a stupid fee. So he could play at like Newcastle or something and just. But I don't know. What do you reckon? Do you reckon that's a move up? I mean, he is literally moving to a team that's in 19th, but.
Yes, I think it's very much like the Danny Ings move. It's up, but on the diagonal.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe he might just, like you said, might be just sick of playing for Palace.
Yeah.
He might want to play with somebody else, or depends who their coach is or who their manager is.
Well, because he's not young. He's not young anymore. You know?
No, exactly.
If he's going to move, he's going to do it soon.
And depends who else they get in.
Yeah, well, they've just brought in Edouard, so if Edouard can sort of stake his claim to this position, it could be...
Yeah, a bit of... Yeah,
keep up his form.
Make his mind up for him. Also, this is the bottom of the table. Watford is in
that's
15th.
what I want. Well, that's what I want to talk about, because we talked about Leicester, and they won the league with Claudio Ranieri, and now he has just signed as the manager for Watford.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's very cool. Ranieri's a good coach. Well, he won the league, but then sort of flopped with Fulham. But
no, yes and no. He's a well-organised coach, and Fulham aren't a well-organised club. So
true. So he could probably do a lot with Watford. Watford have some players, that's for sure. They haven't been the best out of the 3 teams that came up, but they've still been good. So I like Watford anyway.
A lot of young guys on that side as well. So
yeah,
good mix of young guys and experience. So they could do something there. Leeds in 16th, possibly underperforming for Leeds.
Certainly. I mean, look at Leeds last season; they were amazing. They actually have a lot of good players.
But yeah, they'll be back. They won't sit down there for long.
Yeah, was it Bielsa?
Yeah. So they won't be there for long.
Good. He's a good coach.
Southampton in 17th. We saw this last season. They were at the bottom, and then they went on that run.
Yeah.
After they got smashed, was it 5 or 6-0 or something?
Oh, it was even more. It was 7 or 8 now. I can't remember now. It was so many goals.
And then they just went on a run. So there's nothing to worry about from.
Yeah.
From them. So.
They're pretty trash though. Like that. I don't know. They're not inspiring.
Maybe without Dings, they might struggle a little bit. But and then your bottom 3: Burnley, Newcastle, Norwich.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because, like you said, the league's so strong, it's hard to know who's going to get relegated. But it's probably going to be Norwich.
It's definitely Norwich. And it's hard to claw your way back in a tough league. Yeah, there's no easy
1
points.
point after... Yeah, it's not good.
So, I would say Norwich are down.
Yep.
They're almost a quarter of the way through the season, and you only have 1 point.
And then you reckon, so what? Burnley? Or Watford? But
I would say Watford to go...
They got Claudio, though. I don't... yeah, it's hard to know because... Yeah. Sometimes teams turn to shit like that. Leeds could just turn to shit. Who knows? It's kind of hard to say.
Yeah, possibly Burnley might not have enough going forward.
I actually think it's too hard to tell. It's too early because
I would have said Newcastle, but if they're going to invest, if they're going to invest the money, they actually could do with going down and then coming straight back up. Buy all these players, give them a season in a lower league, and get their shit together of how they want to play and how they want to run the club. And then
we'll see, I suppose.
But
it's fully possible they stay up. They just money their way up, and then
it could do moneyball it.
But then, so
if they went down, I'll be hiring Frank Lampard.
Yeah,
and I'll be saying, we're going to go out and we're going to buy all these kids to play for Frank Lampard. And then you've got the club with the history. You've got a player that's been there and done it. And you get these kids that idolise them and build through that championship season how you want to play, how you want to control the club from the top down, and then go into the Premier League and same as these Brentford Bees that are playing their style, their way, their rules. So that could be a possibility too. So
yeah, I think that's a good idea. If that happens, yeah, definitely. Well, that's it. When you got that much money, you can do whatever you want,
right?
Yeah. So I'm really not sure who's going to get relegated because there's all the teams that we would from match day 1, all the teams we would have said then that are going to get relegated most of them aren't
Norwich
down
is
there.
the only one, eh?
Yeah, so because no one knew about the Brentford Bees, and they seem to be solid, and yeah. But yeah, so yeah, we sort of just that kind of covers the table, doesn't it? There's I suppose we'll just quickly just talk about.
Sorry, I rambled a lot.
No, that's good. That's what I wanted. Well, so the only last thing to talk about really is just the upcoming matches.
Yep.
So I got them here. So Man U has Leicester.
Oof.
Yeah, Leicester at home.
Oh, the Vardy party. Come on.
Well, that's it. Vardy wants to score against us, so he can do the Ronaldo celebration.
Yeah. Anyone that's out there, put $20 on at the TAB for Vardy to score against United.
It'll stick Vardy in your fantasy team.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, well, we need it.
it.
That's the thing. There are no easy games in the Premier League, but come on, I believe in Ronaldo. Ronaldo, I love Ronaldo. Well, who doesn't? So,
do you just have cum brain for Ronaldo?
Yes.
You can't do anything else
until I see him score a goal.
Yeah, until Ronaldo's out of your brain, and then you can do something else.
Yeah. So,
as long as you're thinking about Ronaldo, you have a heart on.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, anything's possible with Ronaldo, so that's what I'm praying on, that Ronaldo pulls something out. Because Varane picked up an injury in France, so both Maguire and Varane are injured. So we're going to have Lindelof and some are saying Phil Jones.
Oh yes,
but
Jonesy,
really? I'd rather Scott McTominay fill in at centre back than.
I think Scott McTominay would be a great centre back.
Possibly, yeah.
He can play with the ball. He's
ball playing centre back, yeah, for sure.
A good size. He's mobile. I would love to see him there. Play him and Varane as centre backs.
Oh, but then we have no midfielder, so
wait,
we have no other defensive midfielders.
Was Fred not good enough?
Well, not on his own. That's the problem.
Donny.
Huh?
Donny.
Oh,
Donny
I don't know. It's hard to know.
He's another one that could go to Newcastle.
Totally.
Banger of a move.
Yep, that'd be good.
So, next fixture.
Yeah, so either way, I hope we win, but it's gonna be a tough one. Liverpool plays Watford. We were just talking about
Liverpool.
So Ranieri's first game is against Liverpool. Probably get fucking
murdered,
smashed. Yeah. So that'll be good. Paddy, enjoy that. Villa Wolves.
Villa.
Good match.
Villa.
Yeah, look tidy.
Yeah, I think Villa have too much for Wolves.
Yeah, Man City playing Burnley.
Yeah, Man City all day, even though they don't have a striker.
Yeah. And Norwich Brighton. Again, Brighton just look.
Probably too organised for Norwich.
Probably a draw, Southampton Leeds, so yeah.
Yeah, see, that's a good game.
Battle for 16th or whatever, like.
And no Ward-Prowse.
Oh, is there no Ward-Prowse?
Didn't he get sent off in the last game? Yeah.
Well, that was another player who was thinking maybe Newcastle would go for. Grab a Ward-Prowse, like.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Chelsea, first place Chelsea, will be playing the Brentford Bees.
Oh.
Yeah, it's you got to be careful coming up against the Bees.
Yeah,
you might get stung.
Yeah.
So we'll see. This is the real test for Chelsea, I suppose. But yeah, so let's just hope that Brentford Bees can do some damage to Chelsea. Everton West Ham.
Oh, that's a great. That's probably game of the round.
Yeah. Marquee matchup. That's funny to say, but yeah, it's good. Very balanced. Yeah. And then so your boys, it'll be Newcastle versus Tottenham.
Oh.
So yeah, there we go. They haven't had
Harry Kane's at the shop window.
Yeah, they haven't had a chance to spend the money yet, but maybe they just they'll be like, if you win, we'll pay you more. Like, yeah, you'll get a pay rise if you win this game. If every game you win, you get a pay rise.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. You don't get your match fee unless you win the game. No,
yeah, okay. I suppose. I don't know. No, it's pay them by the hour. Yeah, I spent on the pitch. Yeah,
you can now. Yeah, if you play the full game, you get paid an hour and a half.
Yeah,
at minimum wage.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys, Newcastle. I suppose you'd be thinking you should win that one.
Yeah, we should.
With where they are now.
Yeah, and like I say, they haven't had a chance to make a change, and they'll probably still have. Nothing would have changed.
That being said, though, like the players might be massively inspired after this new takeover. Like, oh shit, Newcastle's going to be doing things soon, so they may actually play better because of that.
Well, and those who are on the edge might go, shit, if I don't perform, they're going to get rid of me.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah. So, who knows? It could be a tough one, but yeah, I suppose you should be winning that one.
Yeah, we should do.
Yeah, and then the last one is Arsenal will play Crystal Palace. So Vieira returned to Arsenal for his first game. So very interesting. We'll see how that goes down, I guess. Anything can happen. Arsenal could even win it. You know, who knows? It's, this league is like no other.
Yeah, right. So
yeah. All right. Okay. Well, that sort of covers the fixtures and everything. Any closing comments before we wrap this up?
No, not really. Not particularly. As you say, it's an off week for football.
Off week, yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah,
nothing really to say.
Yeah.
Yourself.
All right. Well, all good. We'll cut it there then. Thanks for listening, everyone, for another week of the Football Friends podcast. Like and subscribe and all those other great things. And we'll catch you next time. All right. See ya.
Ciao.